Welcome to the Mindful Garden. It's a beautiful night for me. It was a nice night at least. Um, the videos are getting a little tougher for me to do right now because life schedule is getting harder for me to feel out. So I will try and be more regular for anybody that's been catching me. Um, let's start as I usually do with the 3 deep breaths and center myself, and whoever's watching can center themselves with me and have a good conversation. There we go. I'm nice and centered. That's feeling really good, actually. I actually had a really good day today. Can't get into it too much because I gotta, yeah, had a good day. Had a really good day. And that brings me to my topic of the day. What are guardians, light workers, and shaman doing? Like what do these people do? And I can only speak from my experience, as I would call myself what I would call a guardian of a gate, which is hard to explain. I'll get into it as we go a little bit. We'll see. But like, we'll start with like light workers and shaman. What I think they do is with their acute perception and third eye, they can see beyond the veil of what people consider reality and see into what we would call the dream state. And then you go from there on to other higher dimensions and so forth into infinity, I would believe, just because of the infinity and the infinite of the universe, just from my understanding of things. Um, so, like, a light worker and a shaman will work in those states to help you bring balance to your life, and some would do like Reiki and stuff like energy healing and stuff like that. I think they're in that energy state and manipulating your energies in you with their energy, and it's making a connection between you two. But anyway, but that's one thing that they're doing. And then in this dream state, like, which is also part of what people call astral traveling, I believe, um, in a way. Because astral traveling, you kind of go in reality and go there, but you're also kind of in the dream state, which is interesting stuff. This is very interesting, and I'm loving when I ever get good comments and feedback from people about it, because it's such an interesting topic. Because when you're talking about it, you're actually talking about the whole perception of reality from a consciousness standpoint and how that actually relates. Because I've been playing around with intent and what people would call prayer and stuff like that, and how I can actually affect reality with that. And I've only done it with a little bit of experience so far, and as I get more experienced at it, I am finding I'm getting better and better at it. And it's just a matter of setting my intent of what I do in Dreamtime and what my calling has been since I've been a child, where for reasons I don't remember my dreams, just because I'm very busy in Dreamtime. And in that state, reality doesn't really work in a way you think in 3 dimensional time. It doesn't, like, time doesn't really exist. So you can do a lot of work in the dream state and do a lot, and it's just too much to absorb to wake up and remember as a dream. I remember some of my dreams. I just get flashes of some of the work I've done, but like, it's interesting stuff because it's when as a kid it was nightmares for me because of the way I saw it as a kid. And then I learned about lucid dreaming when I was a kid, and I took control of my dreams, and I learned how to do that. It wasn't much of a thing. It was just a matter of getting rid of the nightmares, really, back then. And now, since I've had my later in life spiritual awakening, because I kind of fell back on that and just worked my life away like most people do. But going through my spiritual awakening, I was told of many things that we as people are actually meant to do in the dream state as a part of maintaining reality. And in that, it's like training for when you pass away. And when you pass away, you just become an energy being, and you're only an energy being from that point on. And that's where people get the idea of nirvana, bliss, heaven, and all of that. And then once you're in the energetic state, you only work in energy, so you have to be very mindful of that. So it's something you have to actually practice in your life so that you can apply it after you pass away in this vessel, because this vessel passes away, and you have the opportunity to have your spiritual energy go on in reality to help contribute to reality over time, which gets me into like the Akashic records and stuff, which is something very interesting, which to me I think is actually tapping into other people's minds. And in that, because time doesn't really exist once you get past the veil, you can access anybody in history forward and back in time in what people call the Akashic records and Akashic River, or what other. Some people see it as a library in their mind, and some people see it as a bunch of threads in their mind. I see it as a bunch of threads, but I don't get much visuals for my. It's more of a feeling for me, and it's a very interesting thing because, like, when I talk about working in Dreamtime, I set my intentions before I go to bed to be a hero in Dreamtime. That's all I really do. It's not like I'm actually doing anything significant going to bed. I say to myself that I am protected, and I take dragons with me as backup, and I ride dragons as a dragon rider sometimes, and sometimes I'm a dragon myself and I can express dragon, which depends on the nature of the dream, where the reality I need to express in Dreamtime needs to come up, because sometimes I'm partly an angel fighting demons, and sometimes I'm a demon fighting angels, which is a completely amazing thing to apprehend and understand, that sometimes light needs to be balanced as well. And it's not that I'm saying that like evil is not necessarily there, but like it all has a root and all has a purpose, and everything in the universe has its design and purpose. Everything happens for a reason. And even if that is from the cataclysmic explosion that created the universe in the first place, and it's the whole echoing of that through time going back to create reality, and it just gets more and more complex, echoing in on itself. And that gets me into what we do in Dreamtime, is we're adding to that complexity in our imagination. And it's our imagination drives our reality in some way, which both in our perception, like once our perception changes, things change for you, like things come easier sometimes for some people. And they talk about like abundance and stuff like that, and there are people who I've talked to and interviewed that have actually said that they have manifested stuff, but it's not like it just magically shows up. It's not like that. It's like they need a laptop, and then suddenly somebody tells them that there's a chance to win a laptop, and they enter to win this contest and they win a laptop. And it's as simple as that. And it's just a matter of it happening randomly, really. But it is something that they manifest because it's something they need, and it's someone that sets themselves in a state where manifestation works for them. And but it doesn't work because it all, like, everyone's manifestation is working, and all reality's manifestation is working all at once. And that's what we all have to learn to dance amongst in these energetic states. It's very hard to explain. But like when you're an energetic being, you are of what we consider source, the beginning of everything, and that is what protects you in that state. Like you can always return to that, and then you always come back to you. That's so far as I've found. And I'm guessing that once you pass on and lose your vessel as a security anchor in reality, I think maybe then you can lose your energetic state and be lost, possibly, but like recycled into the energy of the universe. So anyway, what do I do as a guardian? Like, what am I guarding? Like, apparently, in some of my dreams that I have gotten, and some of my messaging that I've gotten from spiritual beings, I have gotten messaging of that I'm a protector of a gate, that I am the gate myself. And it's like I'm a gate for realities and timelines so that I can help shift energy from different realities to different levels of reality that I can perceive in my mind. And not just perceive in my mind, but it's hard to explain. But that's the way it goes, I guess. Anyway, like for myself, like I said, I set intention before I go to bed to be a hero, to be the hero of my own dreams, but also to be the hero for humanity and stuff like that. And I set my intentions to specific dreams when I have people who need help. And this is where I've gotten some experience where I say I have actually manipulated reality a tiny bit. Like, it's not like I'm doing a huge thing. It's not like I'm making huge things, but it's making it so that, say, a person will contact somebody, or a person has an opportunity for a healing conversation, and it just opens them up, and it just, for some reason, just by putting my intent and giving that intent out, it helps open up a person to that healing conversation, which is an interesting thing, because now, like, I've also participated in an energy healing where someone actually did stuff to me, and I actually felt sensations throughout my body while we were in this state doing this healing. And I am wondering, like, as I learn, I am going to learn to do the same sort of things, hopefully, over time. And I want to investigate it further so that I can understand it better and maybe describe how we can use it and advance technology and humanity with that. Hopefully that'd be a thing to try to just from understanding it from a different kind of perspective. I hope to glean a way to use Dreamtime and technology to access Dreamtime, hopefully, to make it so it's easier for us to manipulate reality and make it so that we're able to function and have a more prosperous reality. And if that might just actually just be putting out a narrative that people understand and can grasp and learn from. And that could be all we're doing, is everybody is just putting out their narrative out there, and everyone's just trying to collect people to their narrative and drive a narrative through reality. So I have a way of driving my narrative in dream state and in other ways, which is definitely an interesting thing. Like, the power of prayer, I think, in a way, I am trying to understand as an atheist, which is a very hard thing to explain, because I want to understand it. I want to understand how it works. I want to understand how it functions, because I understand, I have read about and witnessed, and people who have healed themselves with belief, who have been able to do things just because they believe they can, and it's just done from belief. But then at the same time, there's times where someone who believes so deeply but still doesn't heal, which is a tragic thing, but it just grounds you. So maybe there's something to it, but maybe there's something to it that we still don't understand to adapt. And maybe, like I say, maybe we need technology to advance it so that we can apply the healing more directly to the physical body as well as the energetic body at the same time, to do double duty. Hopefully, we'll see. That's probably a long enough conversation for tonight. That's been an interesting one. Comments and likes and checks and everything are always great. It's nice to see people opening up out there, and I see people's hearts opening up. I think it's mainly because my perspective, but maybe it's because I brighten their days just by being a nice person. Maybe that's all we need to do, people, is be nice. So let's open up hearts. Let's close out my video with a little prayer like I always do. Love that intention of getting that open hearts out there so that we have open hearts and open minds for a better world. Let there be love and blessing to the people who have tormented trauma within them, and may that trauma be healed so that their hearts may be healed and their hearts be opened. Amen. To whoever that goes to. One day I'll try and understand it. Hopefully I'll understand it well enough to apply it. You guys have a great night. Good day.